Good morning, our highly esteemed clients. We thank you for always being there for us whenever we call, and we appreciate you for joining us this morning. Hope we had a wonderful weekend. So, briefly, we are opening the floor for our executive breakfast market briefing, whereby we talks about happenings in the past week and what's our expectations of the week and how can we take the advantage in the market so that we can be properly informed and take rightful decision. So what happened last week? We saw the all shares depreciating last week by 0.08 to close at 99,221.14. So the market capitalization closed at 56.128 trillion compared to what happened last week. So last week we saw the market close at 56.172 trillion. At least the market lost more than 40 or 80 billion last week. So what does that tell us this week as we are opening the market? What are the happenings? What are we expecting in the market? The corporate actions, companies that are paying dividends, the closure that we're having this week, and how can we position ourselves based on the current happenings in the market? We have our top volumes. Yesterday, the stocks that were traded last week, that was Access Holding, Fidelity, and Veritas top, those traded coins. But let me go to a key pointer for us. How do we take advantage of the market based on the happenings? How can we make profit from the market? Depending on where you are currently, whether you are outside the market or you are inside the market, and making comparison, when can I come in and when can I take advantage of the market? If you can see now that year to date, what the market has done so far is now 32.70% year to date. So if you can compare that to the inflation, currently our inflation now is 36.69. So the all share indices now is above the inflation rate. So compared to what we have in the first quarter, that the all share index was far above the inflation rate. So for people that are coming in, depending on the strategy you are using, so there's a benchmark that we can compare. And when can I come into the market? Is there opportunity in the market? And how can I maximize the opportunity in the market? So what we are seeing currently now, that the market is bearish, even below the inflation rate. And this is a very big pointer for people that are not yet taking their decision that can I go in. So using the inflation rate as a benchmark is an opportunity for us now to come into the market and take positions. So we have discovered that now the market is open for people to come in and take advantage of the market. So now we narrow down to the sectors, that what are the available sectors that we can position in so that we can make our profit. The market is open. So which of the sectors can we key in to maximize our profit? Looking at different sectors that we cover the banking sectors, we cover the industrials, we cover the insurance, we cover the industrial sectors. So based on that and our recommendation, because we don't just throw recommendations out, they must have gone through our fundamental analysis. I think respect of what is happening in the economy, once you can follow through our recommendation, you can be rest assured that there is a huge profit that you can make out of the market. So, and our recommendations based on the banking sectors, we saw what happened in the first quarter, that the year to date of the banking sector, it went as high as 15%. And all those values that were gained by the banking sector were eroded. That to last week, that the banking sectors was returning year to date of -18. So that is a very huge opportunity for people to pay into those sectors. And we saw it. We recommend GT Bank to our clients at the rate of 14 naira. And we saw what happened. That it went as high as 53 naira. And majority of them took that opportunity in the market and they made G profit and they exited. And let us see what happened again. That the market went back again to -18. And some of them also came in and they make opportunity. All our stocks are fundamental sound stock. They have processes. We vet all our recommendations before we throw it out to our highly esteemed clients so that they can also add value for every decision they are making with us. So what are our recommendations? One of the top one that we are recommending from the banking sector is that the Access Bank. We are recommending Access Bank, and are SD, all these are there because of our time. GT Bank is also part of our highly recommended stocks for our clients, UBA, Zenith Bank, Fidelity, Stanbic. And what we did last week, you can see that part of the agricultural sectors, we recommend Presco and Okumu to our clients. And we saw what happened, that we are diversifying our investment, that we are looking at companies that are not just limited to Nigeria economic alone, that they are also making foreign ends. And when we recommend Presco, we saw what happened, that they are diversifying, not only in Nigeria economic alone, they are now buying another oil producing company in Ghana. And we saw what happened to Okumu, that last week their firm was attacked, and that affected the price, that it went down. But despite that, it's also part of our recommendations that we are not just limited to the Nigerian economic alone. We are looking at outside, and we saw that our decision was fine for it. And we saw what happened in the oil sectors. Part of the recommendation that we gave out was the Seplat. So they're having a deal with Mobil. We know that those multinationals, they are exiting now, and the deal has been consummated, and that led to what happened. So the price went aside. So for people that followed our recommendation, they will be seriously in money now. And all these are what we are taking time to advise our clients. And let us go to the great action for the week. What are the stocks that are paying dividends? On the 10, Living Trust are paying their dividend today, are paying 3 kobo. Star Aviation also is paying on the 13th, they are paying 30 kobo. And on the 14th of June, Seplat also is paying 3 cents. Their interim dividend, they're also paying. For the closure that we're expecting this week is that 13, custodian investment, they are closing their register. So this is an opportunity for people that have not bought a position and buy what? They are paying 65 kobo. And on the 14th, industrial and medical gas also, they are closing their register. They are paying 50 kobo, and the payment date is 2nd of July. So that is that for us. And we have rightly said that you can trust us with all our products. Our recommendations, they are fundamentally sound, and we promise to always recommend good products and services to all our clients. So I will welcome my other colleague to tell us more about the money market and our expectation for the month.
All right, thank you, Mr. Amusu, for that presentation from the equity part. And for the fixed income market, we're looking at the money market reviews. You can see the rates, the open rates and the overnight rates standing at 29.95% and 30.65%. Changes of 86 basis points and 71 basis points respectively for the open buyback and the overnight rates. For the open buyback and the overnight rates, and looking at this, it was fueled majorly by both in the OMO and the NTB section. 518.95 billion was actually subscribed, and then 513 was sold for the OMO. And then for the NTBs, I would say it was oversubscribed. It was looking at governments looking to raise 221 billion. Then its subscription was as high as 713 billion. By the end of the day, 278 billion was sold. The stop rate closed flat 91 and slightly in the 182 days, moderating at 17.5 from a 17.449 or 17.45%. And then a change of 2 basis points for the 364 days paper. And then for the bond market, and we see a lot of activities around the 2025, 2026, 2027, 2020, 2031, 2032, and 2053 maturities traded over the week, 2 basis points week on week change, as you can see from the curve. And then for the foreign exchange, the bullish end for the week, moderating at 0.13% from 1,485 naira 99 kobo to 1,483 naira 99 kobo. And then looking at this week, what are we going to expect? I can say from my own standpoint that looking at the oversubscription of the NTBs, we'll have a lot of activities in the secondary market, because those who could not get their subscription in the primary market would actually run to the secondary market. But we expect a bearish start also for the fixed income market. Looking at the market is highly illiquid, very, very illiquid. And then for the bond secondary market, we're expected to also to trade in line with system liquidity, and as well for the secondary bond market. And then not forgetting our products, like I always say, we have arrays of products we should always look at. Those who cannot withstand the high risk factor or of the equity component and benchmark an elite balance fund while still gaining from it. And then for the $8 fund, those who have foreign currency and want to hedge against the naira can do so. Look at the minimum of 180 days, and then you can go as far as $100,000. And then for the Gazelle or fixed income, one of the most competitive in the market, we give offer rates at fixed tenors, earning you a spread while you wait for a good opportunity to enter the equities market. And then for the Eurobond trading, this cannot be overemphasized. Looking at areas of sub-Saharan bonds we have, you can pay into also and get pawn by annually. Thank you.
So thank you for that wonderful presentation. So the floor is open for questions. If there are questions from our audience, if there are questions, you can kindly signify by raising of your hands. So we're having a question here. So why is your recommendation for Maybeka when the target price is far ahead of the current price? The reason why we took the decision is for us that we are expecting more in terms of that sectors. We know what the companies are currently facing now, and we believe that that is one of the key sectors in that pharmaceutical sectors. And we strongly believe that based on what they have done in the first quarter, there are still more room for them to increase more of their revenue. So we felt there are still lots value to be gained. So people should not take decision based on the current price alone. They are still far ahead in terms of their intrinsic value. There are still more value in that stocks in terms of the capital appreciation and dividend income. That is why we are selling them, that they should not sell off now, they should hold, because it's a very strong and fundamental stocks in that pharmaceutical sector that we believe that people can earn both in capital appreciation and dividend income. That is why we are giving that recommendation. So another question. So you proposed Seplat for buy for about 3 days within last week, but change it to hold on Friday. Any good reason? So based on that, for our clients, why we said that they should hold, that nobody should sell, based on our expectation, because there was a particular deal that Seplat are signing with Mobi, and we saw what happened, that the federal government and NNPC approved that deal, and that also skyrocketed the price. So that's why we told our clients, based on that they should not sell off and they should hold. And they're also paying dividends. Seplat has declared 3 cents, and they are paying on the 14th of this week. So they are paying also. That's why we told our client they should not sell, they should hold. There are still more room for them to grow their revenue based on the latest deal that they got. So it's a major deal, and we are expecting that their market will also reflect that as the year go by. So it's Seplat buy or hold. For our client that are already, we are telling them to hold on. And for people that want to buy now, let's wait after the dividend payment. Maybe the price can come down a bit before we start buying. But for now, for people that already have the stocks, this is for hold. And for people that want to buy, let's wait for the dividend payments. Then we can go in when the price is a bit low. But for now, the price is already high. So we have another question, Mr. Peter. You are unmuted. You have the floor, sir. Mr. Peter.
Right. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Please, I want to know, I've seen the result of Julius Berger, but I didn't see any corporate action, and when they want to close book on dividends. So I don't know whether I just want to know your take, or whether the other information I didn't see.
So for Julius Berger, for now, there is no any corporate actions on Julius Berger. So we are expecting maybe they will pay interim, but based on their last result, no dividend was declared by Julius Berger. And we know the popularity.
Okay, so yes. I can see. Okay, so are we thinking that they are likely not to pay dividend this year?
No.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. Next. Hello,
yeah,
sir.
Okay, yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Okay,
yes,
to also chip in something, sir. The Julius Berger, the stock has been adjusted for the final year dividends on last week. That was on 3rd of June. And then they declared 3 Naira, and then that has been marked. So it's ex-div now. So the payment will be communicated to all our value customers. But for now, it's ex-div. If you are buying now, you are buying ex-div, meaning that you are not going to qualify for dividends. But for the final year of 2023 financials, they declared 3 Naira dividends, and it has been marked last week on 3rd June.
It's okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
So we are holding to go the way of 15-16 range. Okay, we access to holding go the way of 15-16 range. To be honest, what you have seen happen in the market, we saw what happened from Fidelity, what they declare in terms of the rights. They proposed a right of 9 Naira 25 kobo, and for the new subscription now, they are doing offer for subscription of 9 Naira 75 kobo. No, I'm just using that as an explanation of. So what we expect them, they are proposing to come to the floor. For people, what I would just advise is that based on our expectation, we see that there will be a dilution. There will be a strong dilution in the banking sectors. And with matter of what has happened, what we are even seeing in the banking sector is that irrespective of what is going to happen now, the price is still going to come lower than what they are currently trading now. But for me, I don't see Access Holding coming as low as 15 Naira. I don't see that happening. I don't. And we saw what happened from the chairman that they bought over 1 billion worth of stock. So that means that they also believe that there is a very strong prospect in Access Holding. So if the chairman is buying at a particular price over billion, so they won't allow the stock to go down the drain to come as low as 15 Naira. I'm not seeing it coming as low as 15 or 16 Naira. I believe that they have already established their support level and it won't come as low as 15 Naira. So is there a minimum amount? So my colleague will answer that. Is there a minimum amount to be able to participate in NTB?
All right. For the NTB auction, the minimum amount is 50,100,000. That's, you should have at least above 50 million. But regarding the arrangement, I think that's based on some certain factors. We look at some certain factors to do the arrangement for any figure lower than that. But for now, it's 50 million and above. Thank you.
So we have another question. What is the impact of the upcoming capitalization on the banking stock? What is our view on this? So as I rightly said that we already know the intrinsic value of the banks, what they are doing now. And what will that do? That means that they will have to increase their outstanding shares. Now, how will that impact on the value of the stock? So as we rightly said, that for some short time period now, there may be a level of dilutions in those stocks. Their price may reduce, but based on the capitalization, that will give them a more room for improvement to do. Like Fidelity now, they are in partner with this, and we know what they are doing in that sector. So that means that they could have enough fund. APIS is now going to US. That means that there will be enough money for them to partner with industrials or other sectors in the economy so that they can boost their revenue. But for the short time period now, there may be a bit of dilution. But what you are anticipating that the first interim dividend payment, that also may be a major turning point for those banking stocks that they may want to compensate clients that decide to do what? To come in now and they will pay a good interim dividend. So there may be a dilution for a specific period of time, but that in the long run, we also diffuse as a result of more capacity to earn more. So there is a question here that dilution means that assets holding may do 15, 16 range. I rightly said that before, that for me personally, I don't believe that it will come as low as what 15 or 16. So the sectors, let me analyze the banking sectors. What we have seen at the beginning of the year or previous year, that the sector doubled itself. That means that the whole sector has doubled. And we saw in February that the year-to-date return that they did as a banking sector was 15%, which they have done for the first quarter. And what happened that after the CBN, the MPR was increased, a lot of activities by the federal government, that impacted the banking sector, that the stocks went as low as -15. So despite the level of activity that was against the banking sector, we saw what happened, that they didn't even go as low as 15 naira. So I'm not seeing that happening now. We saw what the government has here. We are already in the half year. The federal government are now, we saw what happened at the auction, the NTB, and the auction is not that higher compared to what we currently have. So I'm not expecting that Access Bank will go as low as 15. No, that may not be possible for now. That may not. So there's another question for my colleague. So for the NTB, as my colleague rightly said, the minimum subscription is 50 million. But for people that does not have up to that, at least, okay, what is the amount to participate in the secondary market? We still need over 50 million to participate in the secondary market.
All right, for in terms of the secondary market, I actually don't think there is a need for the 50 million. We can do lesser than that in the secondary market. Thank you.
Okay, I have another question. Please, can you briefly shed light on the access holding right issue? So,
Okay, good morning, sir. Just to also contribute to the Access Bank, I think we got a publication last week. The rights issue will be coming at a price of 19 naira 75 kobo. It means that it's at a premium because the price is even far above what the stock is currently trading. And then they are trying to give 2 units to every existing holder. So as an existing holder, if you have 1 unit, you are qualified for 2 units. So that's what they are trying to do. So meaning that those existing holders, if you have 10 units, you are qualified for additional 5 units, and it has to be at a 19 naira 75 kobo. Because of the fact that the right price is more than the price the stock is currently trading, Access Bank may not come down to around 15, 16 naira, because those who are holding that stock at a deep discount, they may not want to sell it to the market because the right is at 1975. So for those who don't have it and they want to benefit from the rights, they also need to go to the market. And when they go to the market, there will be more demand for that stock, and a tendency for the stock to also move above the current market price of 17 naira 40 kobo. So, but they are coming out at 19 naira 75 kobo, and they also did that so that they also need to protect the interest of existing shareholders or those who are holding the stock. Because if the price is less than what is trading in the market, a lot of people will offload the stock, and then the price is likely to crash. So, but for now, they are doing it at 19 naira 75 kobo. When we get other information from the corporate unit of the NGX, we will definitely communicate that to all our valued customers. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. So we have banks also to go down the drain. It won't be possible because it will have a strong impact on the economy. So that may not be possible. But the Heritage Bank, what happened is just a dead dog. So you can't keep it, something that is dead already. So just let it go. So that is what happened for what? For the, so but the other three banks, I'm not seeing CBN will not allow that. If there are any issues, they'll be there to support, as Heritage was supported by the former CBN president, but was not turning a new leaf. That's why they let it go. So how can I claim all my unclaimed dividends? So we already, what we do is that I will have your name now, Mr. Kelechi, and I will get back to you after the webinar. I will contact you directly. We are here to satisfy you, and we'll make sure that you get all your unclaimed dividends. Thank you for that question. So do we still have other questions? Questions? So thank you for the wonderful audience. It has been a very interactive section this morning, and we always appreciate you for that good and wonderful time we have together. So we appreciate you for joining us this wonderful morning. So we wish you the very best of the market in all our financial decisions and in all our endeavors. So do have a wonderful week. And as we celebrate Democracy Day on December 12th, the market will not be open on June 12th. So June 12th, there will be public holiday. So the market will not open on Wednesday. So we thank you. Do have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you.